Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. I am currently on my way. It's a Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. to go get my blood drawn because I finally have myself established with a primary and also an OBGYN. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that almost like 6+ months now, I decided to really just take my health under control, but I wasn't able to get in to see any doctors. So I took everything into my own hands because the COVID situation didn't allow like new patients or anything like that. So that was really frustrating. And at the time, I was on birth control, the same birth control that I had been on for like 7 years. I didn't change the dose, I didn't change anything, and I realized that it really just wasn't serving me. I was getting crazy mood swings, periods were horrible, and originally I had gotten on the pill so that my periods were livable. So I did a lot of research and just decided I'm going to stop birth control cold turkey, which was a little scary. Actually, it was very scary just because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I was very terrified of my periods because they used to be so bad that I was on the verge of passing out every time. I'd be throwing up. It was just not a good experience. And I know a lot of other women experience this type of stuff as well. So I started sharing my journey on Instagram, but now I'm going to bring it to YouTube. And today is an exciting day because I'm going to get my blood drawn for just like an annual checkup, but then they're also going to do a food sensitivity test. And also we are going to just be very like proactive about family planning. So they're going to like check if I have any STDs or anything like that. I don't have any STD, but it is mandatory for them to check for that. So then they send that over to my OBGYN, and I will be going to visit her next week for a full checkup and make sure everything is okay. And hopefully I get some answers from just like all these doctors, all these tests, and we'll see what happens. So I'm also really terrified of getting my blood drawn because I've only done it, I think, maybe 4 times without my mom. That shows how many times I've been to the doctor since I was a little girl. So not very good. Anyways, I've got my water ready because I've been fasting apparently. I mean, just through the night, and I'm starving. I always eat first thing in the morning. So afterwards, I have my little protein bar that I'm gonna eat, and hopefully I make it out alive. All right, guys, made it out alive, and I'm feeling pretty good. I get myself so worked up to get my blood drawn, and then it's always okay. And I actually watched it. I watched them take all of my blood for the first time. Usually I have to like look away and like just think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts. But luckily I'm thriving. I'm about to eat my bar because I'm starving. I've got my nice little bandage on my arm, and I always have a really, really good vein, actually on both sides, which is really nice. So it's always easy for them to just poke me really quick. And the lady was so fast. She took 6 vials of blood. So now they send that over and we'll see what happens. Send good vibes my way. New couch has arrived. We're about to put it up real quick, but we still have Penelope in the space. She looks so tiny compared to what this is going to be, but that's okay. It's gonna be exciting. Good morning. I am about to head off to the OBGYN. It has actually been 2 weeks since I last told you guys in one of my other clips that it would be just a week from when I got my blood drawn, but that time of the month came upon me, and nobody's going to the OBGYN when they're on their period, right? I don't know if people do that, but I don't do that. So yeah, And I got my results back. Your girl doesn't have any food sensitivities to whatever they tested me for, which was along the lines of like almonds, all the nuts, fishes and seafoods and things as such. Also, STD free, like I said. And then everything came back good, except I have a vitamin D deficiency, which is really interesting. Well, it also makes sense because I don't really go outside, so I don't get any like vitamin D from the sun naturally, just because I work inside. And yeah, most of the time it's a little gloomy where I live. Well, it's been kind of sunny, but most of the time we get a lot of gloom. So that kind of explains a lot of the issues that I have been having regarding like just depression and mood swings and a lot of like pain within my body. But I'm no doctor. I'm going to ask the OBGYN about all this stuff too. So hopefully I'll have some more answers. But right now I have been on a vitamin D supplement since Sunday, so I think I'm on day 5 of it, and I've been feeling a huge difference. My energy level is very consistent from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, and the waves of depression that I have gotten in the past, they don't sneak in as easily as they have before. And another thing, I don't really talk about depression on any of my social media platforms just because I don't like to. I know a lot of people in the influencing space love to talk about this because other people are experiencing it, and it's something that a lot of people experience, and not feeling like you're alone in it is super important. But I'm gonna cut to the chase, and I'm not really going to dive too deep into it, nor am I going to dive into it actually. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but anyways, vitamin D. Your girl's taking some supplements, feeling a lot better. So let's go see what the OBGYN has to say. And they're going to check out my hoo-ha, and I don't love that. Okay, guys, just got home from the OBGYN. It's a gloomy day out, like I said, so it's making me feel a little tired, and I really would love to just take a nap right now. But I want to tell you guys, so the OBGYN that I have and that I found is incredible. She's so sweet and she's thorough, and she's not pressing anything onto me, which is the best. I had an OB that kind of pressed some things onto me, and I didn't love that, so there's that. But I wanted to come back and report that my whole decision to get off of birth control was accepted, very accepted by her, with what my intentions are and my needs are for hormones, depression, all that stuff, the mood swings and everything in between that birth control side effects can have. So she said, just stay off of it, keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, so that's really good. I was really happy to get that approval. And not thinking like, oh, little me thinks I know best and just stopped and whatever. So that's exciting. And the second thing is the results for all the stuff that she took out of me will be coming back sometime next week. So hopefully that's all clear and good to go. But overall, she said that I'm looking good. And the whole vitamin D deficiency thing is so normal in the Bay Area, and she said that literally almost every single pregnant lady that comes into her office has a vitamin D deficiency. So like, okay, that is comforting but also wild. So we're all over here on vitamin D in the Bay Area. If you're not, get on some of that good vitamin D, guys. But yeah, I also just want to say something in regards to family planning. Adam and I are very proactive about a lot of things in our life, especially like something as big as starting a family. We're not quite ready, but we do want to mentally, physically, emotionally prepare. And so I was talking to her about family planning, and something that she mentioned, there's not a lot on it actually, but something she did mention is to start a prenatal vitamin with folic and DHNA in it a month before trying, because that will really help with the development of the baby and the baby's brain. So that was really cool to hear, and something I think both Adam and I were like, oh, okay, like we can't be just like getting pregnant on a whim. There's some things to be a little bit more proactive about. So that was really good information to know as well. I'm trying to think. I think that was about it. So at some point I'm going to share some of the things that I've been doing to manage my periods and the hormones and mood swings and all of those fun things. And hopefully it's helpful to you as well. But if not, thanks for watching, and I'll share those things shortly. Date night, we're going to Sinopolis to watch a movie. First movie since 2019, maybe. It's gonna be good. Fast 9. Hello everyone. So I am coming to report that my test results came back clear as a whistle. Caitlin is in the clear and is safe, and nothing's wrong with me. I didn't think there was anything really majorly wrong with me. So a lot of the things that I've been experiencing with my period, hormones, and everything in between is pretty normal. So that's a good thing. But I wanted to come and share a few things with you that I've been doing to manage my pain, be proactive about not getting pregnant, and proactive things that I've been doing prior to my period. So the first thing that I have been doing right when I start my period is I throw on some peppermint essential oil for the cramps. I put this on my lower abdomen and then my lower back, and then I dab a little bit here on my temples. This helps the body really, really relax because of the peppermint and all that goodness that's in an essential oil. So that's really awesome. I highly recommend doing this. This has been my saving grace. I forgot it one period ago, and it was not that great. So get yourself some essential peppermint oil and start using that. The second thing, when I really, like right when I start my period, I take 4 Advil. This seems like common sense, but like take it right when you first start feeling those cramps. Like even if it's right before you start bleeding, take the Advil. Don't try to push through it. Sometimes I would do that. I would be like, no, I don't need the Advil. I'm fine. It's not going to be a bad period. And then I wouldn't take the Advil. So take the Advil or take the Tylenol. Advil, it personally works better for me, but I know Tylenol works for some other ladies better. So kind of just do some trial and error. And then another thing that I do is right at like the worst part of my cramps is I take a really, really warm bath, and I sprinkle a lot of these bath salts in with my bath. This is another tool that helps your body relax when it is just like on that overdrive of trying to fight against the pain of your cramps. So the key thing is you want your body to just fully relax, because then it sends off signals, and then your ovaries are not wanting to like contract as much. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm some expert in this, but I did a lot of my own research, and I've just done a lot of things trial and error. So this is stuff that works for me personally. Don't quote me on any of this, but you're more than welcome to try it yourself. But just know I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, so that's that. And the other thing that I do for pain is my trusty heating pad. Now, everybody, what did I do? Everybody should have themselves a heating pad. If you don't have a heating pad, go buy yourself one, like today, or order one off of Amazon. Like get yourself one that you can like wrap across your entire stomach or your entire back. Don't just get those like little tiny ones. They're not going to do the trick. Get something you can wrap around yourself. Heating pads have been my saving grace since I first started having periods. My mom put me on that. So that's another thing. So that is specifically for pain. Some things that I do for being proactive about my periods coming is diet. Your diet is going to be a huge piece of this. So many people have said like, oh yeah, diet, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, diet, try it. And I'm just like, no, diet is key. Like if you think that you're healthy, think again. Really think again, because I thought I was healthy for the longest time, and my periods, even while on birth control, were miserable. So about a year and a half ago, I really took my health into my hands. I started doing a 30-day cleanse every single month, and basically that's kind of like doing Whole30, and I did it with the products that are all pea-based, all gluten-free, super clean. And yeah, it really helped my body just like reset and realize like this is what health is. So that is a huge piece of being proactive with your periods. You'll notice when you're healthy and eating healthy and not drinking or eating all those sugars or like things that are like high in fat or high sodium, your periods are going to be really bad. So that's another thing. Watch the diet. And then another thing that I do is 2 to 3 days before my period, I cut caffeine completely. It's very hard, but it's worth it. And caffeine is known to heighten your periods to like the max. So if you cut caffeine out 2 to 3 days before your period and 2 to 3 days while you're on your period, you're going to notice a huge difference. So definitely give that a try. And then trying to think, there's another thing called the MyFlow app. This app is a period tracker, but it's not your standard period tracker. I highly recommend that you stop this video and download it right now. Right now. This period tracker is incredible because it helps you track your period, track your pain, track your mood, track your eating habits, your exercising habits all throughout the month. And it starts to learn your system and what your body needs, food-wise, exercise-wise, socializing-wise, and all that good stuff. So like if I were to tap on my calendar tomorrow, it would tell me what types of food I'm supposed to be eating, what kind of exercises I should be doing, and what I should be doing in my social life. And I think that's it. So it's really awesome, and it helps just regulate your menstrual cycle as well. So I think those are all the things for proactive and pain. And so now jumping into not getting pregnant. If you're not trying, if you're not quite ready to have a baby, Adam and I are not quite ready to have a baby, but if it were to happen, we're happy that it does. But things that we're doing is, of course, using a condom. Other thing that we've been doing, well, I used to do this. I don't do it as often just because I'm using this tool more so for getting pregnant, but this is called a Daisy fertility tracker. This checks your internal temperature, and I don't mean your internal temperature of your hoo-ha. So many people on Instagram, when I was sharing about this thing, thought you stick it up your vagina, and that's not the case. This is something that you stick in your mouth, and you do it right when you wake up, right before you even get out of bed, and you check your temperature this way. And then there's these 3 little dots right here that will tell you if you're ovulating, if you're in the clear, or if you're pregnant. So this thing is pretty freaking accurate, I would say. I stopped using it because I learned there's 2 reasons you can use this: to learn your cycle and to also manage not getting pregnant. I would say it's pretty accurate. So if you are interested in this, definitely look into it. It's a Daisy fertility tracker, and most insurances actually pay for this. So look into it. And yeah, So those are some things that I've been doing to just manage, be proactive, and to not get pregnant. With all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe, and then give me a follow on Instagram if you're a lady who is trying to figure out if you should get on birth control, if you're on birth control, you're trying to stop different kinds of birth controls. Just shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm happy to chat with you about it. I'm an open book, especially when it comes to this topic, just because I know there's so many women out there that are struggling with this or just really wrestling. So yeah, give me a, shoot me a message. I'm happy to chat with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the second vlog, so hopefully I'm doing okay. I'll see you guys next time.